Oh, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Invasion, along with my friend Tyku here. Welcome to episode 3 of the War Room. I know we haven't done this in a while, but you know.
This is only the third one.
This is only the third episode, bud.
Oh no! Oh no!
First one was introduction. Second, I explained the first 3 episodes of Korra, and then work and overtime happened, and here we are.
COVID, yay!
Dude, for real though, COVID has been kicking everybody's asses.
Stupid.
Whether you believe it or not, it's kicking everybody's asses. But yes, it is stupid. Anyway, so today we are discussing episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Legend of Korra. Also, some game news that we think is very interesting to us, I should say. And then also like IRL stuff, like right now, how COVID has just fucked up everyone's schedules, especially ours, since we work together and have been working the same overtime for the last 3 months. Forever, basically. And this kid over here had a slight scare, almost getting COVID.
Yeah. Well, the thing was like the guy didn't even know he had COVID, and then I get told literally 2 days later, it's like, oh, he got tested, he got positive. Cool. I'm out of work. I'm gonna be out of work because I'm not gonna be that guy who's like, oh, I don't have any symptoms. Go and tell our HR department, and they're like, hey, so you can choose to go home if you want. And it's like, well, if someone gets COVID and then they die because they got it from me, even though I'm not showing symptoms, I'm gonna feel like a real piece of shit.
Fair. Very fair.
I was out for almost a month.
You're like 3 weeks, yeah.
I think almost a month. Yeah. Started door dashing. Almost had to sell my pretty shiny things. I literally almost did. I was gonna go trade in like my Xbox, my Switch, my PlayStation. I was gonna go full out. I'm like, you know what? Just it'll be fine. Breathe. Just breathe.
Wait it out.
And then I come back to work and they're like, oh hey. They're like, hey, here's another COVID bonus. And then, oh hey, here's just another bonus. Oh, hey, here's another bonus.
Caught up with work now. Shit. Caught up with pills.
Yeah, no. And then it's Labor Day this Monday, so we get that wonderful holiday.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which people are still going to bitch about how they have to work on Labor Day.
Like, wow.
I already know your response. I already know your response to everybody. Cool.
Literally my response. Being a lead, it's like nothing. Like it's nothing against Walmart because Walmart has nothing to do with it. It's just the people are just so stupid sometimes. It's like, I mean, they don't have to give you a bonus. They don't have to pay you overtime or any holiday pay. It's the company's choice. So, sucks to suck. Fucking work.
The holiday and the bonuses is Walmart's choice, but like per laws, I believe, if you work more than 40 hours a week, you get overtime. Like that's just how that works.
I think that's
Nevada. Yeah, you're right. They don't have to pay us bonus.
Yeah, I'm not talking about bonus and holiday pay. Like they don't have to do that. Nevada labor laws say they have to pay us overtime, but holiday and bonuses, that's on the company. They don't have to give us that, but they do. So fucking suck it up and work. Like I have a friend in Texas.
Like I don't.
Right. I have a friend in Texas. Like, and she told me that in Texas labor laws, they don't have to give you breaks and lunches. Like they can make you work a full 10 hours and not give you a break or a lunch. Like she says she only has 2, like what, 20-25 minute breaks. And she has to use one of those breaks as a lunch. I'm like, fuck that. I will stay at the place for an extra half hour just to have a lunch. Fuck that.
Nah, people be catching hands if I worked in Texas. Hey, I'm going to break. I need a cigarette. I'm going to break. No, you're not. What do you mean, no, I'm not? Well, we don't have to give you a break. The fuck you don't. If I don't get a cigarette, you all gonna get killed. I'm just saying.
But yeah, we've been working.
No, but like
a lot of overtime.
So it was what? So like from January to about February, it was like what, 6 days for a minute?
No. January to like mid-March, everything was normal, and that's when the COVID started happening in America, and that's when we started doing all the overtime.
Right,
like
it was March.
Like March to like May. Beginning of May, we worked 6 days. and then it went to 5 days. Then we didn't have overtime for like a week, and then 5 days again, and it was like that until fucking last week. This last week, we finally starting to look back toward a fucking normal schedule. And the reason why it fucked us up is because California shut down twice, and LAX, our bigger sister company, the closest one to us, closed both times. So we got all the orders, and it fucked us. So if California never shut down and LAX was still open, we probably wouldn't have had as much overtime. Still would have had overtime, but not 6 days for 3 months. Fuck.
You see, I don't believe because that California closed and they fucked us, because getting buck is enjoyable. That was a whole nother fucking thing, man.
A whole nother thing.
Oh hey, we're gonna close. Okay, cool. I gotta work overtime. Whatever. We're open. It's cool. No more overtime. Good job, LAX. Oh, we're closing again. What do you mean? What do you mean closing again, boy?
We are literally like a quarter of the size of you. We can't take all those orders, man.
Well, see, the nice part about my department is I literally have technically 3 people technically in my department that I'm in charge of technically.
Yeah.
And then I help the PRs out. So people I deal with are pretty chill and cool.
I don't want to talk about the people I have to deal with.
You, on the other hand.
Oh boy, dude, I don't even want to talk about it.
Oh. These are the kind of people who need help tying their Velcro shoes. I'm telling you.
Dude, for real though, if you don't know, we work in a fulfillment center, so it's kind of like Amazon, but it's Walmart. It's Walmartized. So you order stuff off of Walmart.com, and if our warehouse has it, it goes to our warehouse, and we fulfill those orders. We pick them, we ship them, we do all that stuff. And people do not understand the simplicity of just picking a product, put it in a box, and we have standards we have to hit, right? We have standards that we expect people to pick at, to ship at, and my fat ass can still do them. Why can't y'all? Come on. Hello, Panda. How are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to the war room.
Out there, this is something that him and I can talk about, is because we both have the issues of sorts. And I still pick, I can still pick above probably any of our better pickers there. But that's because I'm a fucking maniac.
Oh, dude, that's easily, dude. That's because before I became a lead, I was averaging 70. It's easy. Yeah, I'm doing all right.
I don't know about singles, because some of your singles pickers are fucking crazy.
True, very true. I my pickers are pretty good. My peer, on the other hand, his pickers are, oh boy,
they're so-so. They're so-so.
There's some good ones, and there's some it's just what are you doing with your life, man?
Oh, dude, they were before I left on Wednesday, they were at a fucking 50.
Okay, that was only the first 3 hours though. We were at a 50. We were at a 50 halfway through the day on Tuesday. So.
Well, no. I mean, the multis pickers were actually.
Oh, the multi pickers were at a 50. Oh.
We're actually at rate.
Okay.
No. I think within that 3 hours they were at a 52 or some shit all together. I can't fucking remember. I didn't really care because I was getting ready to leave. So.
That's fair.
I literally went and put 2 things up out of amnesty. That's it.
That's all you did in the 3 hours you were there.
Yeah, because I was over there talking. I was talking to one of the inbound coordinators too. Well, not inbound coordinator, inbound ops manager.
Oh, okay. Roger. For sure.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So, you want to get head into Korra? Or you want to talk about gaming stuff?
Let's get the Korra out the way.
All right, let's get Korra out the way.
I'm gonna have you start this off though.
All right, 1 secundo. Because I didn't get a full notes down of all 3 episodes. So I need to bring up a synopsis as well. Because I'm dumb.
You said this. I'm not.
Anyway, for episode 3 though, the main points I got was Tarlock, who is the head of the council in, oh god, what's the city's name? I forget what the city's name is.
The who?
The city that they're in. What is it called again?
something city.
Thanks, Tyku. I appreciate you.
What the don't fuck? Well, don't you have this shit literally in front of you?
I'm looking. I'm reading it. Hold on. Looking it up. Hold on, Panda. I will get to it. Oh God, where's the fucking name of this fucking
Republic
City? Of course, we could say it at the same time. All right, so Republic City. All right, so Tarlock, who's the head of the council of Republic City, is trying to put a task force together to take down Amon, who is the leader of the Equalists, who are non-benders, who are tired of the benders, I guess, picking out. It's racism, basically. It's literally racism.
It's the Inhuman effect from any of the fucking Marvel comics. The whole Inhumans are... Regular people think Inhumans are better, so these people think benders are better, so they feel like they need to like take them down a peg, which just isn't the case.
Well, but how do you know that? And the only reason I ask is because we don't see, obviously, everything that happens in Republic City. There might, actual crime of the benders against non-benders. You know what I mean? We just see what Korra has to go through, Mako has to go through.
The first episode when she goes to Republic City and she comes across those fucking benders who are like terrorizing the people, like that's a situation of benders attacking regular people, but you can't. Right. It's the thing. It's the thing with any other race. You can't put, because of what one group of people do, you can't put that whole group into the same category.
Yeah, definitely. But
it's like not all Germans are Nazis.
Right. I'm just trying to be like a devil's advocate. Like, maybe they have a reason as to why they want everything to be equal, because that's literally what's happening in America right now. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, like
wow, Korra, you fucking like going into our shit right now. Fucking real life.
Yeah, no, I feel like this show, like I feel like when Avatar came on the Netflix and then they decided to bring Legend of Korra, which we both called and said it was going to happen.
Right.
But I like how it happens after I buy this.
Yeah, you bought all four seasons, and then like, hey, it's on
series.
Netflix now. Sorry.
Fuck you. All right, but like, it's a perfect time for what's going on in the world. Like, take out the COVID part. Just take out that whole COVID part. We're having like, how are we going to talk about like a 13 to 15-year-old kid's bring it into worldwide politics? Amazing how that works.
Well, I mean, Avatar: Last Airbender did the same thing, really. Evie.
Yeah.
Come on. You want treats or not? Panda paid for treats. You eat the treats. She's just standing on her condo, not doing anything. I'm sorry, Panda. Anyway.
But it's like, you have the I'm gonna get freaking like stoned for not remembering these people's names. I apologize, but you have the guy who was just running and got shot. Yeah, the guy who was just running and got shot. You have the guy who the police officer was holding down with his knee and ended up like technically strangling him.
Right.
Yeah, you have these real life events actually happening, and they're horrific, they're horrible. Day is the sad. Day is the very sad, because like that could be me in that situation. Which I know there's gonna be people in here who I don't know who wants you guys, so but there's gonna be people who are like, well, you happen to be white. That would never happen to you. No. What if I happen to come across that one police officer who happens to be colored and has a chip on his shoulder towards white people?
I mean, that's fair. That's a fair assumption, but anyway, back to
the likelihood of it is back to Korra.
Back to Korra before we get way too deep into
politics.
Political stuff.
Go.
Yes, yeah. We're about Korra right now.
So, I liked this episode a lot because it shows that Korra she's more at fault and like human than Aang was. Aang was very like, Aang was Captain America with like, he was like perfect. He was the like airbender and like, he was the Avatar. Like, there was nothing like he really messed with, really. Korra's like Iron Man because like she's afraid of this guy now because she realizes what he can freaking do.
I really like that comparison, mainly because Aang was literally frozen as well. Literally, that's the best comparison. If you like Marvel, that's literally the best comparison is Aang, Captain America, and Korra, who's had to live through all this, is Iron Man. So, and I don't agree with that she is more human, but obviously she's actually been living through this stuff for a long time. Not necessarily in Republic City, so like that's still new to her, but she still knows like the politics and what's going on in the world. But I don't necessarily agree with it because at the start of the series she was very, very hard-headed, like very against Tenzin and very like, I'm here to learn airbending and that's all I care about. So like, she did not care that Tenzin was Aang's son at all.
Yeah.
But this season, but not this season, this episode really like made her more human. Like, well, Tenzin really is only looking out for my best interest, and he's really trying to help me. He's she's starting to see like Tenzin's actually a good guy, not trying to hold her back. He's trying to teach her the correct ways on airbending and bending in general, because that's probably how Aang taught him.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, she kind of like uses that as like, I need to focus my airbending to not join the task force. But in reality, she's afraid of Amon because of like what she saw that he can do.
She saw that he can take away the bending. And I think that's something like she like, and Aang had Fire Lord Sozin, which super bad guy, but he's the only one that could take people's bending away, and that wasn't until the very last episode of the series. Korra has seen it within the first fucking 3 episodes of the new show that her bending can be taken away, and as an avatar, that's literally her biggest thing, is keep the peace between everybody with her bending. If she doesn't have her bending, she can't fulfill her destiny as avatar. So she has, in my opinion, way more pressure and responsibility on her than Aang did, because if Amon knows how to take bending away, who says more people don't?
Exactly. Well, I don't think that was her mindset. I mean, that would be some other people's mindsets in that situation, but her mindset was more of there's this one guy who would take everything that I've been building towards in an instant. I don't want to get near him unless I can get the jump on him. So that's why she at first is like, nah, I'm not all about this task force. I need to focus. Then she kind of gets on the realization that she needs to join.
No. Because I rewatched it. So she was pressured into joining the task force. So what happened was Tarlok threw a gala in her honor. She was the main selling point, whatever. And then at the end of the gala, there's reporters who are asking her questions. And they keep asking about Amon and the task force and why she doesn't join and why, as the Avatar, she isn't doing what is the best interest for the people. And eventually she breaks and then agrees to join Tarlok's task force. So that's how that happened. And then after a few missions, like, she's not practicing with the fire ferrets for the pro bending tournament. She's just out doing task force missions. And at the end of it, she challenges Amon to a duel, just him and her, on Avatar Island, which has a giant fucking statue of Aang, which is awesome. And then gets ambushed by Amon and his people, and he doesn't take her bending away. He threatens her, basically saying, "I have a plan."
You get in my way.
No. So it's, I have a plan. And then once I've taken over the city, you will have your duel and I will destroy you. And then just knocks her out. She has a vision of the last time this actually happened. Just because I know what her visions were, because I hella watched more. But she has a vision of oh god, Sokka, Toph, and Aang. Like, she doesn't hear anything. It's just a vision of those three, and then Tenzin comes running up and holds her. She breaks down and cries into his arms, which is really sad, to be honest. And she ultimately admits to him that she's scared of Amon. Like, she doesn't know what to do, and that she's scared to actually take him on, knowing the power that he has against her. And that was episode 4. Which really strong fucking episode.
This show just comes out the gate, just like 110%. Like, the last Airbender is literally like, it slowly kind of like gets you like, oh hey, this kid's an Airbender. He's the Avatar. Oh look, there's the Fire Nation, the Water Tribes, and then you get to Toph eventually. This show's like, nah, you know who all these people are. Feelings, just out the gate.
Right. But episode 4 so far is one of my favorite episodes in season 1, just because it shows how human Korra is. Like, she is this, avatar who is destined to learn all 4 elements. She's struggling to learn airbending already, that we've learned through the first 3 episodes, and then having this villain who can take her bending away is it's really concerning if you're Korra.
It really is.
It's really concerning. All right, episode 5. Oh, sorry, I remember this one. Okay. Yeah, so starts off with Mako. Oh no, that happened in the last episode where he got hit by Asami, who is the rounding off character of the Avatar team. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, the new Avatar team, anyway.
The new Avatar team. Yep. So Mako gets close with Asami, who ends up being Hiroshi Sato's daughter, who is the head person of, oh god, what is it called? Something Industries, Future Industries, which has created all the cars and stuff for the world. So very, very rich and intelligent family. And
yes,
they get a basically a loan from Hiroshi Sato to be able to join the pro bending tournament, and that's really all there is. Oh, so this is the episode where Korra admits her feelings to Mako after she's already gone on a date with Bolin, and then near the end of the episode, middle of the episode rather, she ends up kissing Mako in front of Bolin on accident, and it just creates a rift between all the friends. And
I'm sorry, I might be a little biased here, but I'm sorry, there is no accidentally kissing with that situation.
No. She didn't accidentally kiss Mako. She accidentally kissed Mako in front of Bolin. That was the accident, because no one knew that Bolin was there. Obviously the camera turned, and then there's Bolin with roses and shit. So, she meant to kiss Mako, but in front of Bolin, that was the accident. And then it creates a rift, so kind of makes harder fighting in the pro bending tournament. They end up, getting over not everything, but they get over, the short term, so they can go on to the championship. This was really a filler episode, if there really are any in Avatar. Which,
yeah,
you have to have filler episodes every once in a while. So there really wasn't much to this. Just Korra did leave the task force after her run-in with Amon. She just spent her time just focusing on airbending and the Fire Ferret's pro bending, and that was basically the bulk of the episode. Was just them getting mad at each other and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was. I think they wanted to. If I was one of the writers on here, I think the whole idea behind this was they wanted to show the same kind of rift that the original Avatar team had, because there was the times where Sokka did not agree with the benders at all, 90% of the time, but he still would do stuff. But this was to show that these ones are teenagers. These aren't preteens. They are teenagers. There's going to be emotions.
Right. So relationships and what they think is love is they're very hormonal. Let's go with that.
Yeah. I mean, all in all, it was a good episode because we got to meet the Wolfbats and Tano. Was his name right? Tano?
Yeah, the head of the Wolfbats, of the 3-time champions of the pro bending tournament.
Which he's one of those characters you love to hate. At the start, he's just an asshole.
I will give
3-time champion jock arrogance. That's really good.
It really is, and the animation team, they did great in the first Avatar. They really did good in Korra. Just the animation of him makes me mad.
Oh yeah, just how he looks. He's like, I hate
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it's like I don't want anything to do with you at all. All right, and then do you have anything else to say? Sorry.
Nope. I was about to say, and then in episode 6.
Oh yeah, episode 6 really, pretty much the middle of the entire season. I'm pretty sure there's only like there's only 12 episodes in season 1, so episode 6 is literally the middle and like the climax of the season. So starts off with Amon threatening to attack the pro bending arena during the championship if the council does not cancel it. The council initially agrees to cancel it, including what the fuck did he say his name again?
Tarlock.
Tarlock, thank you. Including Tarlock, he even agrees to cancel it because he doesn't want people getting hurt. Then Korra, Mako, and Bolin come running in and say that you can't cancel it, obviously because they have a passion for the pro bending, but they also say that if you cancel it, you're letting Amon win, which, I mean, I guess I kind of agree, but it's also selfish. Like, they're not really thinking of the safety of everyone else. They're really just like, I want to do pro bending, and you don't want to let Amon win because he made you do something you guys didn't want to do, which I understand, but it's also selfish at the same time.
Again, though, it's not to throw this into real life, but like there were notes in journals that people wrote about during the Boston Tea Party, and where they wrote about how they wish their yada yada person would not go and do this, but they went and did it anyway. This is kind of similar to that, where like there's like some council members don't want it to happen, but then there's the benders who believe that if it doesn't happen, they're good. Amon's gonna win. That's how they look at it, which is fair.
No, that's definitely.
I understand what you're saying. Like, there's gonna be people there. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah. So, Chief Lei Beifong, which is a daughter from Toph, who is just about as badass as Toph is, like, honestly, comes in and agrees with Korra, and at this point they have agreed on basically nothing, Korra and Lin. So this happening is one instance of them starting to actually get along, which is a nice thing to see. So Tarlock eventually agrees and convinces the other council members, except for Tenzin, because Tenzin's like the only person with like a mind. So everyone else but Tenzin agrees. Go ahead.
That's something I want to point out, right? So anytime they have any kind of council meetings, it's always Tenzin and Tarlock arguing. The two people there say nothing.
3.
They're just there. Or 3, yeah. There's 5. They say nothing. They literally just sit there. Tarlock and Tenzin argue.
Like they don't really add, like they do say stuff, but they're not really meaningful to the rest of the story, which I kind of wish they did more, because I get, like, Tarlock and Tenzin, it's easy with only 2 sides, but there's 5 people there. Utilize all 5 people. I also understand it's a kid's show, so they're not gonna do that, but still.
I know. I know it's a kid's show, and I'm asking a lot here, but like at least once in a while, have one of the other council members like suggest something else.
Yeah, like counter argue or something.
Just have him stand and go, Tarlock, Tenzin, you both stupid. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Alright, anyway, so championship goes on. We get to the championship, and big surprise, Wolfbats are giant ass fucking cheaters. Who knew? So they end up winning from dirty tactics, almost off the rip, but because Korra and Mako get knocked off at the last, because Bolin already got knocked off the stage. Korra ends up grabbing like Mako by his fucking thing, his neck, and throws him back up while she falls, and he's able to stay in so they can go into round 2. Then there's a tiebreaker for round 2, which Korra absolutely embarrasses Tano, which is hilarious, and I still love it so much.
Yeah.
She throws the hook that he knew he was gonna dodge, and this fucking water bends into his fucking mouth, and it was great. It was beautiful. And then third round is just Wolfbats go completely, cheatsy, put rocks into water and just knock all 3 off. So they win. And right after they win, the Equalists, Amon's people, go into action and start. They're in the crowd. They start. They first off zap Lin Beifong and they zap Tencent, and they end up just zapping like all the benders in the audience and holding them hostage basically, while Amon and the rest of his like lieutenants, I guess you can call them, his upper people, come up on the stage and start. Amon gives his big old speech about how he's gonna make the city equal, and then he's gonna spread his equality around the world, which sounds good, but then it's very, very, very scary at the same time. He's like Nazi Germany.
Pretty scary.
Like, we're gonna make this country pure, and then we're gonna make the entire world pure. Like that's fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
Then, after his big old speech, they go into a fight. No, not really a fight. More like a chase, really, because they Amon and his people escaped through a blimp that destroyed the top of the arena, and Korra goes after him. She can't make it with her water bending, but then Lin Beifong, being the badass she is and like expert fucking metal bender, just like pretty much yeets Korra up to the blimp, and it's great.
Yeah, legitly yeets her up.
And then a little bit of a fight goes on. Amon makes it to the blimp. His people come down, start fighting with Korra and Lin Beifong, and a little fight goes on. After Korra knocks down one of the guys, she lands back on the glass roof, and that part breaks under her. At this point, Lin's trying to go up to the blimp to get Amon, but then she notices Korra falling. Decides not to, jumps down to save Korra, ends up saving her, and that's when like those two actually start becoming friends, which is nice.
She gives respect to Korra as she was bending during the tournament about how her moves are, because her being taught the learning the air bending stuff, like the moves for it, she uses that a lot with her water bending. So it's another like realization of like the avatars take the bending they learn. And
Can I just throw out? Oh, sorry.
It's kind of a throwback to the first not the first season. I think it's book 3 in the last Airbender, when Uncle.
Did you just forget his name? There you go.
I was trying to make sure I was going to say it right. So I see his name a lot, like how it's said in the movie, so like it fucks with me.
Oh, Hero.
Anyway,
Ew.
where he explains that one of the fire bending techniques he learned was from watching waterbenders.
Right.
Korra,
and that's how he kind of mastered lightning bending.
Yeah, she does a water bending ability, but doing it as an earth bender, like style. So kind of like it's neat.
I was gonna say something. Oh, can we just throw out? I appreciate so much that they did more with the bending in Korra than they did with Avatar. Like, yeah, the bending in Avatar was cool, but it looks like there's more detail with like the fighting moves and correlation than the first one, than Avatar.
Also, Korra feels more like the Avatar to me than Aang did.
Yeah, well,
wait for the internet to explode after that comment.
Such a hot take. I think that's mainly because she knew she was Avatar at a very young age, so she started her training probably earlier than the rest of the Avatars. And remember, Aang knew nothing else except for airbending when he was frozen. So, Avatar: Last Airbender was more of his comeuppance than his real story, because everything in the 3 seasons was in a year, you know. And Korra's been doing this for, 15 years? No, probably not. Probably 10 years. She's probably, 15, 16, and she knew she was Avatar, like, at 6 or 7?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Well, I know that, but as he was going through and he learned, he learned water and earth bending, you know, those are the first 2 he learned before he learned fire, technically.
Right.
I wanted to see more like combo moves.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one thing about Korra did really well was like comboing with like water, earth, and fire. Really nice.
And then yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so
like they're both good. They're like I like The Last Airbender and like the Korra's really it's really good.
I like Airbender. I thought was like when I first heard like, oh, let's come back to Netflix. Cool. I thought that was just my nostalgia talking, and then I watched it again. I'm like, no, this show is still as good as it ever was. It's still just great. It's still honestly the best in American animation, to be honest. Hold on one second.
It really is.
Roommate Brian, big old oaf. he has to go shower. What are we talking about? Oh, how Avatar was like gonna be like mostly nostalgia, but it was still just a great fucking show.
Like I mean, and then like they go on like nostalgia shows. So like, I really enjoy rewatching the Digimon. Like the first 3 seasons.
I can never get into Digimon.
Are amazing.
I can never get into Digimon.
It wasn't in everybody's show. It really wasn't. Because like at my school anyway, it was always Pokemon versus Digimon. Like which one was better?
It was always Pokemon.
I prefer Digimon. To be honest with you.
I tried like cause like I had a friend who liked Digimon. He liked Digimon and Pokemon. He liked Pokemon more, but he still watched Digimon. And I tried watching with him a few times, and I just could not get into it at all.
Because I like what they do with the first 3 seasons. So like the first one kind of is the introduction to what Digimon are and kind of the whole lore behind them. The second one is more of the like dark. It deals more in like everyone has darkness in them and all this shit. The show was not meant for kids. I swear to God.
I'm pretty sure a lot of kids shows aren't even meant for kids, to be honest.
Right, and then the 3rd season, you literally see a Digimon die. Not like de-digitized, but like he like gets killed and dies. Oh. And it is sad.
It's sad.
It is sad. Like I cry every time I watch that specific episode. But no, there's shows like Avatar and stuff that are like still good to this day.
Oh yeah. I don't watch a lot of them.
Then there's shows who.
But oh, yeah, there definitely still is like shows that are still good.
Then there's the shows that do not age well. That are you don't understand how you like this as a kid. Like I love Power Rangers. I do. It's like one of my favorite series of all times. But like those first like 3 seasons, man, like watching them now, it's cringy. It really is.
Which one?
The first 2 seasons of Mighty Morphin and then Zeo.
Oh, Power Rangers, yeah.
They are cringy as hell.
Speaking of that, I started watching Naruto again because I never actually fully watched it yet before. Mm-hmm. And oh my god, I forgot how cringy like the first like few episodes were, mainly because of fucking Sakura. Oh my god.
So I don't like Sakura until literally the end of like the Naruto series, like the last season of like Naruto before it's Shippuden. I like Sakura then, but like the first few seasons, no.
Really, that bad?
Do you know her cringiness reminds me of like some people at work. Just saying.
Oh boy.
But like no, what I like about the Naruto series still has has some of the best scenes in like anime history. Like, I'm sorry, there's nothing like literally seeing freaking Rock Lee get on top of a statue, take his weights off, and they just crater. Like they're not small craters, they're big craters.
That shit was so cool. Oh my god.
Like that's like one of the most badass scenes ever.
It really is.
A guy with it. He lets Naruto, mind you, Naruto is 10 or like 11 or some crap like that. Just throw that out there. He lets an adult stab him with a kunai so he can grab his hand while his clones are making a Rasengan in the other hand so he can hit him with it. This is an 11-year-old we're talking about here. Like, if it was a 15, 16-year-old, I can understand that because that's like some Legend of Korra, something Korra would do.
Right.
But this kid is 10.
This kid's 10.
He is not even technically tall enough to ride any roller coasters at Disneyland. Like, what do you mean? you don't let someone stab with a kunai?
Oh, what the? Hold on. One sec. What the fuck is going on? My shit is not being cooperative right now. Cooperate, please. Talk. Nope. Okay, cool. Fucking. This shit is irritating me right now. Oh, that one. Try again. What the fuck? Oh, Discord, you pissed me off. Alright, now try.
For why?
Okay.
Better?
Holy, yeah, it's better. Holy shit. Anyway. Fucking Naruto. As I'm losing my mind over here.
Kakashi. I like Kakashi's whole like story arc and stuff, and then Shippuden you find out more about him, like when he was younger. He was a dick when he was a kid, by the way. Just could throw that out there. Like he was not nice.
I have not gone that far yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, he was not nice as a kid.
Well, that's kind of disappointing.
It's a facade. I feel like it was a facade he threw on because of who his dad was. His dad was like this legendary ninja, and so people wouldn't talk to him. He decided to be a dick.
I guess that's fair.
I mean, it's like they didn't want to play, dude. I don't know. And then, what's some other like shows that are like as you get older and watch them, they're like just cringy. Pretty much anything that came out in the 90s, to be honest with you. Like,
I mean,
like there's some animations I cannot watch because it hurts too much. My eyes hurt too much.
Your eyes hurt too much?
Like Transformer Beast Wars is one of them because that's where these were trying to do like superly like 3D models for everything.
Ooh.
And like I remember watching it and thought it looked amazing. I thought it was like, oh man, look at this 240p I'm watching. Woo, this is tight.
For real though?
Watching it now, I'm like, I can't.
Fuck, I tried to watch some like old music videos. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at, man.
Oh no.
How did I know what I was looking at back then? What the fuck?
Nah, dude, like watching like some of so like there's one of NSYNC's, there's a Kiss one, there's like a couple like Metallica ones are like ridiculous too, and like some old school Korn ones, it's like, how was this good? Why did I enjoy this? I like all of those bands. I like their music, but sometimes like watching those music videos now, it's like, how did this have like over 10 million on MTV for like a week? Like, why was it #1 on MTV for a week? For your young listeners, the MTV I was talking about is pre-16 and pregnant. Actually played music. Not Pimp My Ride and all that shit.
That's like all they did was fucking music back then.
It was Carson Daly with he would grab people off the street and they would karaoke songs in front of like Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and shit. And then
that's actually that's a good.
That was like their lunchtime like time frame.
Right. That's actually a good segue
then,
talking about 90s shit at MTV because Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 released yesterday, and I want to play it so bad.
watching my cousin play it, I'm like, oh my gosh. Here's my favorite thing. It has all the same music it did in Pro Skater 1. So if you play Pro Skater 1, it has Rage Against the Machine, it's got Zebrahead, it's got all your
Incubus,
skater punk songs and stuff. Yeah, like
yeah,
all those bands on there are how I first got introduced to them. Except
Right,
I think Rage Against the Machine because I watched Matrix because
that's fair. But it looks really good. Like the graphics look great, and it's literally a remaster of 1 and 2. So like I'm so down for that.
and what I like about it is like the maps are exactly the same as they were on the freaking PlayStation, whatever.
It's literally like a true remaster. It's literally what it is, a true remaster, and it looks awesome. It just looks great.
I know. Well, I can't like it is a true remaster, but I haven't got to play it myself. But just watching him play it, and then like I still got to pick up like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot, so I can give my opinions on those. But
I thought Crash Bandicoot was great, and Spyro was good too.
Speaking of other games, so going through Odyssey, right?
Yep.
I'm like level 61,
God damn.
something like that. So I have all of the. Okay, spoilers for anyone who hasn't beat the game yet.
Hi, that's me.
Oh.
I literally told you at work like Monday or Tuesday the 4 games I have not beat in Assassin's Creed.
So I'm not going to talk about the Cult of Cosmos right now. Then
Okay.
you need to hurry and beat that shit so I can talk about it.
Bro, I'm still trying to beat Origins. Leave me the fuck alone.
I haven't even beat Origins yet. I need to go borrow my brother's again and beat that one. But no. So going through, I'm trying to get all the artifacts where you fight like the Sphinx, the Minotaur.
Right. Yeah.
A Cyclops and Medusa. I'm fighting Medusa. She's a bitch and a half. I'm just fuck that bitch. So I get her down to almost like she's like I think a quarter health left. I go to do an overpower attack and my game just freezes, and I'm like,
no.
I've been trying to finish this for like the last 2 hours, and you just want to freeze at me at 5:30 in the morning. Fuck you. Turned it off with that.
I would have screamed. Like I wouldn't even care if people were asleep. I would have just screamed, dude. Like, oh my god, no. Like, cause Odyssey's not a small game. It's a long fucking game.
It is like I know. Here's the weird thing, right? So like, you know how there's like the supposed multiple endings for the game?
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing, but yeah, now I do.
Yeah. So there's multiple endings. So like, specific people can die and stuff like that.
Okay.
I somehow got the hardest ending that you can achieve in the game. My first playthrough without trying to get it. It's supposed to be the hardest one to get, and I just got it. And I'm like, okay.
Were you just fucking up, like?
No, like. So, okay, since it's multiple endings and stuff, like one of the endings is if you Demos. So if you depending on who you play, it's either Alexios or Cassandra.
Right.
And your mother lived. Like that's like the hardest ending to get, and I somehow got it. I'm like, oh, okay.
The fuck?
Like,
well, I mean, that's literally like one of the main things of the game, other than the Cult of Cosmos, obviously, is trying to find your mom.
Yeah.
Because literally the entire game, you don't know if she's dead or alive, so.
Yeah. Until you get to. Not Kirinith. Is it Kirinith? It's like one of the islands before you go over to like Sparta and shit with her and crap. But like, you find out like she's actually like a house leader for one of these islands or some shit.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Before you spoil anything else for me, I need to ask you this because you're the one playing it. Marvel Avengers. First thoughts.
All right. So, because I did play the beta, my first thoughts beta, like, it was really good. Like, I like how each of the characters feels different. They don't feel the same in reskin. So, like, when you play the Hulk, you're playing the Hulk. Like, you have that weird ultimate destruction kind of feel to it. Obviously, no, you're not going around making boxing gloves out of like a BMW, but
Damn it!
I know. So sad for you.
It's like one of my favorite
Black
things from the original
Widow-
game.
I know. Black Widow has a definite. It's more your Arkham type fighting style, but like if you were playing as either Catwoman or Batgirl or even like Nightwing, it's there's the quickness and you have like you have more stunning abilities and you have guns, so it's kind of cool.
Okay.
Captain America, you feel like throwing that shield and watching it ricochet off like 6 heads, then ricochet off the wall, and then hitting another dude that's behind you is the most amazing feeling ever, because you feel like Captain America. And then Thor's is fun. Like literally just throwing your hammer and making someone stick to a wall as you're punching the other guys, and then having your hammer come back to hit another dude as you grab it. It's the best thing ever. And then Miss Marvel's fun because she has, like, if they were to do a Fantastic Four game in the same kind of gameplay style, I'd want them to copy how Miss Marvel fights for Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Because like their powers are very similar,
Right.
except hers are like. Actually, the powers are like exactly the same. It's just hers.
But she can make body parts. Well, no, because Mr. Fantastic can make body parts bigger too.
Yeah, it's. Well, his comes from the power cosmic, which technically makes him more powerful. Hers comes from Terrigen in human shit. So like.
Oh, okay.
There's like a difference, but. And
How they act are pretty similar though.
Yeah. No, it's fun, and then playing through it, like, obviously, like they beta tested it and wanted everyone's opinion on it. They made the first actual boss. So like the first boss in the beginning of the game that you've seen the trailers, it's Taskmaster. Like you fight Taskmaster off the gate.
Okay.
And it gives you and that's pretty much just a tutorial on how all the characters work. Oh, and Iron Man, you feel like Iron Man, flying around, shooting his repulsor blast, his unibeam, it's tight. And then. So yeah, and then like the first boss after Taskmaster is actually a Hulk boss. It's Abomination, and they made him harder. Like the Hulk has this ability where he can charge someone and pick them up and grab them and then like do like a ground pound. You can't do that to him. You can't spam that on him as much as you could in the beta. You actually have to time it with something. It's like, oh, okay, so a little more challenging. Cool. And then. The other thing I like what they did, because anytime I see Square Enix's name attached to something, I know that I'm going to be able to get cosmetic stuff that does not involve real money.
Right.
This is one of those situations. They have the obvious, pay for these currencies and you can get like these specific skins and whatever. It's whatever. Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna be the guy who complains about microtransactions, but I'm also like, if I like a skin enough, I will go and buy it. Like I spent
most definitely, I get that. I'm same
like
boat.
I think I spent about $70 worth of gems to get a chibi skin for Arachne. So
I don't want to talk about like League of Legends, how much money I spent on that.
No, I don't want to hear that number again. I'm solid, sir.
And that's actually the low end. Like I have friends who are in the thousands.
Oh no, I know plenty of people who've like thrown. I used to play Smite with a guy on my PlayStation. Who told me in a year he looked up his expenses for Smite gems he bought. He spent over $3,000 a year on gems.
Oh boy!
I'm like, boy, you crazy. But no, and then they introduce characters, kind of neat, like how they introduced Jarvis is the best thing ever because Banner. So for the first mission you do with an Avenger, so with the Hulk and Bruce Banner, is you have to find the Jarvis hard drive. And Miss Marvel's like, well, what does Jarvis look like? A 1998 hard drive? And then she's like, okay, another question. What does a 1998 hard drive look like? And you hear Bruce, like, voiced by Troy Baker, by the way, literally have a sigh of like, God, I'm old. Like, that's just like, it's like us at work and we ask people questions and they're like, what's that? We're like,
what do you mean? What is that? Like. Just,
like that's the sigh he gives. It's amazing. And then there's a pretty big reveal at the start of the game that I'm not going to say because it's I feel like it's a big spoiler for anybody who hasn't played it yet, or if anyone's like a big comic book nerd like me or played any of the Hulk games. It's big like freaking reveal. It's like, oh shit.
Interesting. Is Avengers crossplay? Do you know?
I do not know.
Because I really don't want to get it for console if I don't have to. But if my friends only have it on console, then I might have to get it on console.
Yeah, I know how you feel about your consoles.
Like my PS4 hasn't been turned on in probably since I moved here. So what? 4 months? 4 months?
I'd say longer than that. Because
No, I would play like NBA 2K here and there, just like at my apartment. But
okay.
But since here, I think I played NBA 2K once, and then I haven't touched my PS4 since. Yeah, I do still need to get Ghost of Tsushima though, because that looks really good.
And that's an exclusive, isn't it?
Yeah, that's PS4 exclusive. Yes.
See. So yeah, then there's Avengers, and then I want to get that. And then I think in a few days, I'm on the fence about right now. I'll have to see how the funds look after Monday, after I pay my car. But I'm going to pick up the remaster of Kingdoms of Amalur. Because I never got to fully play that game. I got to play like an hour trial on PC way back. Ooh, oh boy. It's 2020. Like this was back in 2014
I think I remember that game.
is when I played this. And I like the premise of it. So when you make your character, there's no class. You get to pick a race, how your race looks, male, female, and then your goddess or god that you like worship. And you can pick no god and you get an experience boost instead.
Okay, I remember this game. I played
and
this
then
game.
As you level up, you get to pick how you want your. It gives you this is what I want in a lot of RPGs. I want the ability to make like my own class. Like Fable does it kind of. They do it kind of well.
Kind of, but once you choose like a style, you're kind of stuck with it. If you want to be good, if you want to stay alive.
Yeah. So what I always do in Fable, it's magic and strength, and then I kind of go towards the roguish stuff just for the increased archer damage. But like if I'm doing long range, I'm just gonna shoot a lightning bolt or a fireball at somebody. Like.
I think I've played this game when it was first released so long ago. It looks familiar.
It was released a while ago, but no. And then like their Destiny system's pretty tight. Like
okay.
I already know how I'm gonna play this game. I'm gonna go around as a battle mage. Like
yes, I have played this game.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be like all magic and swords. It's pretty much what I'm gonna do.
I like how they named the remaster Re-Reckoning.
Yeah, Re-Reckoning.
Very smart, very smart. Good marketing.
No, and then like a game that tried to do it, but it just didn't. I don't think it worked too well. Was Elder Scrolls Online. They're like, oh hey, you pick like this class, and then you can do whatever you want afterwards. But it's like, it kind of forces you to do specific stuff. Like if you go to Shadowblade, obviously you're going to want to use daggers and sneak up on people.
Right.
And then like, if you want to be like a blood using wielder, you have to become a vampire. But then you get screwed if you get hit by fire damage. Like, forces you to do stuff if you want to do something specific that you feel like you don't need to do. But
don't you smell pretty?
Fresh as a daisy.
More on games. So Cyberpunk got pushed again because it was supposed to be released next week. Now it's gonna be released November 19th.
Just kill me now. Like just kill me now. Like I'm never gonna play the game, so just kill me now. I'm over it. Like, dude, I want to play it so bad.
Yep. So Cyberpunk is now November 19th, 2020. Valhalla is November 17th. That has not moved since its announcement, so that's nice.
And I know you have your reservations on that one.
Oh yeah, I've already bought it. It's ready to go on Ubisoft as soon as it comes out, so it's real good. Cyberpunk. Actually, I've also pre-ordered Cyberpunk as well. Yeah, so I've already bought both of them. They just need to release now.
So I haven't fully bought Cyberpunk. I think I have it almost all paid off at GameStop. Cyberpunk's one of those games that I want the physical copy of.
I mean, that's fair.
But like, there's specific games that I will get physical copies for just because they mean a lot to me. Like, If they release another Kingdom Hearts that's a physical copy game, I'm going to buy that in the physical
I get that.
copy.
Yeah.
And
I
probably
did
the special
the same.
edition.
Yep, same.
And then
that's why I wanted to do
my,
like the fucking bundle with Valhalla, but they're all sold out. I think they're still all sold out, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, and then I own all the Devil May Cry's in physical. I own the original 3 in physical copy. I have 4 that's digital download, and then 5's digital download. Just because like it was just easier that way because I didn't pre-order them at the time.
I just want the collector's edition.
And
Sad.
I haven't bought the definitive edition of DMC Devil May Cry, which I want to, because I never got to play through the Virgil DLC stuff.
The highest edition I can get for Valhalla on Ubisoft.com is the Gold Steelbook edition. Why?
So
I
what,
want the collector's edition. 110. Because it's game, season pass, and unique steelbook. I want the collectors, and it's out of stock.
That sounds like a you problem, sir.
It really is, and I'm so upset.
And then, so you go back to Assassin's Creed Odyssey real quick. I've been avoiding playing it because I don't want to play it yet until I can get a specific armor set max to my level. But I might have to just bite the bullet because I want to know what happens with this first blade bullshit.
No clue what you're talking
watch
about.
the first blade. What?
No clue what you're talking about.
So there's that DLC that came out for Odyssey called the First Blade. And it's supposed to be the first Assassin's Blade, but it doesn't look like the first Assassin's.
Like a hidden blade, or?
Yeah, it's the hidden blade, but it's not on the forearm. It's on top of it, like this. That's what it looks like. But then, I'm curious because, I want to know, how do they get from that, which makes more sense, to the other side?
It's a good question, actually.
But I've been avoiding it because I just want to kill Medusa.
Anything else? Oh.
Here's the best.
What's up?
The best part was when I was heading toward where Medusa was. I totally knew it was Medusa because as I'm walking towards there, all you see is just guys running away that are stoned.
Yeah.
Oh, way to really hide the clues here, Ubisoft. Having no idea who the hell this is. Bet it's a giant snake.
Giant fucking snake. Off the topic of games, more onto hardware because I am the PC player. NVIDIA had an announcement for their new graphics cards this last Tuesday, something like that.
Oh, I saw that shit. I saw it.
The 3000 series, which we have the 3070, which is going to be the same price as a 2080 Ti at $499, but it will be double the power of a 2080, regular 2080. So that is amazing. Just because a 2080 out the gate was $1,000. So that's a lot of money that they're just you know what? Here's a 3070, double the power of a regular 2080 for, $500. I'm I am so down for that. Then you have the RTX 3080. What's up? Go ahead.
So I think I might know why they're making it a cheaper price and it's the same power as a higher tier one. Because people like me and my brother, we see stuff like that. Oh, if that's the case, I can buy a better version of this instead now. Because now I have the money to.
That's literally what I was thinking. Because I'm probably gonna get the 3070, but I also might get the 3080, which is slated to come out before the 3070. 3070 comes out October of this year. 3080 is September 17th of 2020, and it is what did they say? Where did that graphic go? I want that graphic. I saw the other day. It was showing all the power comparatives. I'm going to images. Here we go. This is exactly what I want to look at. Okay, so 3070, faster than a 2080 Ti, not by much, but we might as well see it as the same, but for literally half the price. And then a 3080. Oh no, the 3080 was 2 times a 2080. My bad. Rewind that. 3070, same power as the 2080 Ti with literally over half the price. 3080, which is 2 times faster than a 2080, at $700, which to me is insane. That is such a steal. Like, you know, I could have the same performance as a 2080 at $500, or I could spend $200 more to get something that's 2 times powerful than the top tier consumer card of the last generation. Like that's almost a no-brainer. Like $700 for something 2 times as powerful as a 2080. That's insane to me. Then the 3090, which is the top of the top. If you have the money to spend and you don't really care, the RTX 3090, which, oh god, they don't have it on this graphic, but it's supposed to be like just insane performance. Like, I understand these numbers. I don't know if you do, but it has.
Oh, I do.
Okay. It has.
Browsers and IT. It makes all of our computers for us.
Okay, that's true. It has almost double the CUDA cores of a 3070, which is already insane. It has a lower boost clock, but not by much. It's literally 1.7, which the other two are 1.71, 1.73. But the memory is what just kills it. RTX 3070 at 8 gigs GDDR6. 3080s at 10 gigs GDDR6X, which is the not the next generation, but it's an improved generation of the GDDR6. And then you have the 3090 at 24 gigs of GDDR6X. Like, that is so much memory. Like, 8 gigs is already more. Like, I have 8 gigs in mine, but I don't think it's GDDR6. I don't know if the 5700 XT is GDDR6, but either way, 8 gigs is still a good amount to run a lot of games. 10 gigs, future proofing basically, and then 24 gigs is like you better be doing like some fucking like Photoshop and Premiere and that kind of stuff if you need that much memory on your graphics card. Actually, no, that's not GPU intensive. Well, it still is, but either way.
I'm going to probably, when I get mine built, I'm probably going to really stack the memory just because I want to start getting back into editing videos and making videos again.
Yeah, you definitely want a good CPU as well. Like, then those are just about as expensive, so.
Yeah, no, I already know, that's not on my top of the list of things to get right now. If I can move in with my buddy, I'll start having my brother make me a computer again. So I'll actually have a big enough space to, not this tiny ass room I got going on in here. I'll actually have a big space that I can have a desk in and to actually, be comfortable and stream and all kinds of stuff.
So, but just for convenience purposes, the sizes as well. So the 3070, from what I can tell by the specs, it's 9.5 inches by 4.4 inches, which is basically pretty much the same size as my 5700 XT. It is, and then the 3080 is almost 2 inches longer. So you better have a pretty long case, and then 3090 is 12.3 inches long and 5.4 inches thick. It's a 3-slot card. So you can't even have a mid tower. You have to have a full-size tower if you really want to use a 3090, which full-size towers are, in terms of cases, are pretty expensive as it is, on top of the $1,500 price tag on the 3090, which is slated to come out September 24th. That is literally just for people who have the money to blow, or they need it for better, graphics. If they're doing some graphic intensive, that is definitely something that they would go for. But right now, the middle ground at $700 for the 3080 being twice as powerful as the 2080, that's almost a no-brainer if you have that kind of money. That's a no-brainer. And then easy upgrade, a 2080 Ti power at 500, easy. If you just want a simple upgrade from a crappy GPU, like an older GPU, and you want that 2080 Ti performance, fucking $500, My graphics card was almost $500, and it was nowhere near a fucking 2080 Ti. Like that is an easy upgrade right there.
That's like the going joke in my family is every time my brother builds this computer, he's like, "So, do you want to be able to do ultra settings in World of Warcraft, or do you want to be able to feel the demons in Doom?" My response is usually, "I want to feel the Phosphor Daw in Skyrim. That's how good I want to feel the
Phosphor Daw."
He's like, all right, six to $1,000 graphics card, got it.
Yeah, no. If I have the money, I'm definitely gonna be buying. I'm not gonna buy them right away because that is stupid. Unless you have the money to blow and you don't care, fuck it, go for it. But I'll usually probably wait. I want to wait until AMD says something because AMD, they've always been behind on graphics, but that's what we used to say when they were fighting against Intel, and now AMD is the more preferred CPU to Intel on most things, especially like production. Like the Threadripper series is much better than Intel at this point, but their gaming, they're still a little behind, but they're not far. So I want to see what AMD brings out to the graphics cards, and then I'll make my choice then. Because right now I'm a full AMD build. If I keep that way, awesome. If AMD can't bring out anything to compete with NVIDIA, I will have to go with NVIDIA. It's because with those prices and that performance, it's a no fucking brainer right now. No brainer.
Yeah. So like I feel weird using this laptop because it has an Intel Core processor. None of my computers that I build or my brothers build have had a Intel Core processor because we're very NVIDIA, AMD. Like my brother, I think used one Intel once, but that's because he was building a computer for my sister. She just needed it for school. She didn't need it for gaming. She just needed it for school. So Intel works for that. But
oh, speaking of Intel, they actually had a announcement thing too. Like right after, like the day after NVIDIA did, and it was funny. I didn't get to watch it, but I watched some of the YouTubers I watch talk about it. And Steve from Gamers Nexus pointed out they said either the words AMD competitor, or not. They didn't say AM. Well, they did say AMD competitor, the 4800U, which they were comparing their processors to, more than they actually said their own name. Than Intel, than the new processor that they're advertising for laptops. Like they said AMD competitor and 48U more than they said their own processor, which I think they realize they're finally behind, or not necessarily behind, but they're going to be behind and they're mad. But it's like,
yeah,
you're trying to advertise your product. Like you just gave AMD so much like free marketing. It's not even funny. And like all their graphs were comparing to AMD instead of like themselves. So it's like, how are people, like if people are already using Intel, how are they going to know that yours is better if they're only comparing to your competitor instead of yourself? Which I think is very, very weird. Like when NVIDIA did their conference or announcement live, whatever, they only compared to themselves. They never said AMD once in the entire video. It was just NVIDIA, which is the way you should do it, because if people are already buying NVIDIA and people already know what they compare to AMD wise, why even worry about AMD? Worry about your shit. But
that's like the whole current thing where everyone's like freaking out about with this Avengers game coming out. It's like, oh, Sony announced that you can get Spider-Man on PlayStation.
That's like the only reason I want to get it on PlayStation so I can get Spider-Man.
Yeah, everyone that has an Xbox lost their shit. Well, that's not fair. It's like, well, technically Sony, like in Insomniac, are like the same thing. So like they're gonna have Spider-Man as a exclusive.
Well, that and Spider-Man still owns Sony with only a partnership deal with Disney. So Sony still has all right to use Spider-Man however they want. So it's like, yeah, they can tell Microsoft and PC go fuck themselves and just keep Spider-Man for themselves, which is completely fine.
So here's the funny thing about that, right? Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, and they announce all these systems, like the Xbox and PlayStation, and then if you pre-order it on Amazon or pre-order it at GameStop, you got like specific Keyblades, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one complained about that at all because it was just Keyblade skins for like the same Keyblade, except like the different Keyblade modes looked different and stuff, and that was about it. No one complained about that, which I find funny. But people lost their shit over the Spider-Man shit, which I understand that that's two totally different things. But it's like, dude, guys, like, I bet you if you wait like a year or like 4 months after this game gets released, Disney's gonna go, yeah, no, Sony, we need to get Spider-Man on that Xbox.
Yeah, Microsoft's gonna go begging to Sony, like, please, 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 please.
Like, I think it'd been cool if they had like exclusive characters for each of the like systems. Like,
See, that's what I thought they were gonna do, but then they just did Spider-Man, and everyone else is is wherever. So I mean,
like
it's
for
whatever.
For PC, they could like, what would be a good PC exclusive character for Avengers?
I mean, they can just do like what Soul Calibur did with Soul Calibur 2. Link was on GameCube. Yoda was on. No, it wasn't
Xbox,
Yoda.
And then
Was it Yoda?
no, it was Yoda, and then Vader was on PlayStation.
That was Soul Calibur 2. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was cool. No one really complained about that. The only complaint I've had recently about stuff not being like all consoles is like Final Fantasy VII. All the other Final Fantasy, well, after Square Enix is not, partnered with Sony anymore, they're their own thing. After that, Final Fantasy V, 14, they're cross-platform, but Final Fantasy VII Remake was not. I don't understand that.
Was it only PlayStation?
It was only PS4. I literally just looked it up to make sure I wasn't wrong about it because I didn't see it for anything else. It is just PS4.
So I think the reasoning behind that has to do with the originality of Final Fantasy VII, because like, no, there was no other Final Fantasy games on any other system other than PlayStation.
Well, don't say that because the original Final Fantasies were on Nintendo.
Hold on, let me finish.
I'm just saying, 1 through 4 were on Nintendo.
So like, the Nintendo 64 had like its RPG literally was Super Mario 64. They had like a couple other specific RPGs, and then Xbox comes out, and they're like, you know what? Fuck you, Sony and Nintendo. We're gonna have our own RPG called Fable. Go fuck yourself.
True.
So like, I think because that's why the rumors about Fable is that it's gonna be computer and PC only. In
which makes sense, honestly.
Yeah. So like, I'm not a Sony fanboy or a Nintendo fanboy or an Xbox fanboy or anything like that. I like all the systems.
PC fanboy.
I literally, yeah, you are. I literally own every known system. Like, I have like a mini Super Nintendo in my closet right now that I played like for a total of 2 hours, and I haven't touched my Switch in a while. Like, I can feel like
Sorry for his frame drops. I think it's just my internet connection and his internet connection.
But no,
he's also on a laptop.
That's why I have all the systems. So like, if I want a exclusive thing, I can be like, oh, I'll just go buy it again, because I can do that.
Right.
Not all the time. Not all the time. Nope. Can't do it all the time. Like I had to bite the bullet for Destiny 2 to play with my buddy. Like, having to rebuy all the DLCs and stuff. It's like,
yeah, when it comes to a game that like requires DLC, or for this like instance like Apex, like if you go to a different like system, you have to start all over, which is a pain in the dick. Like, I made Octane when I went, played PS4 with you and our other lead. I had to spend $10 so I could have Octane again. It was really annoying. But
it's like, if they ever bring Valorant onto like a PlayStation, I'm not gonna touch it. No. Because like I already feel comfortable actually playing Valorant on the PC. Like, it feels comfortable to me actually again. Like, it feels almost Counter-Strike-y to me. Like, I actually feel comfortable playing it. I am not gonna get that shit on the fucking console. No. Fuck that. That's also like, oh, fucking, ugh. Something that irritates me. So, Xenoverse 2 just announced another DLC package.
Okay.
Like, you gotta be shitting me. So like, it's almost been like 8 months since the last one came out. And like, I had gone through and beat that and did all the stuff. Like, cool. And then I heard rumors about them announcing something new. Like, cool. Xenoverse 3 or like a different RPG Dragon Ball thing? Cool. Nah, another DLC for Xenoverse 2. And guess who has 2 thumbs and is still gonna buy that shit?
That guy. Right there.
Still gonna buy it. But I'm complaining about the whole. I'm gonna complain about it all week at work when I buy it too. That's just how that's gonna be. It's gonna be just going through the aisles. Fucking stupid mother. God damn.
See the shit I gotta deal with right now? Like, this fucking guy. Oh. Well, we're nearing up on an hour and a half. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Game, system, IRL wise?
Not really, other than like I wanted to pick up Fairy Tail, but like I could like it was Fairy Tail or Avengers, and like Avengers I've been kind of wanting to play for a while. Fairy Tail can wait.
Wait, Fairy Tail as in the like a video game of the anime? Oh shit! What?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So and it's old school RPG turn-based too, and like each of the powers you do, like the magics have like AOE effects or they do other stuff. From what I saw from gameplay, but like. It was either I could not afford to spend. Actually, I technically could. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to spend $120 right now on games.
I need this game.
I just went to the mall and probably spent close to $90.
I spent a lot of money this weekend too. Not gonna lie. So much money.
Yeah. I didn't spend that much money. I paid bills with most of it, and I bought a game, and then I bought myself some undershirts, some dress socks, a new vest for when I go out, and then
I bought 2 pairs of glasses. Felt good.
Nice. Did you finally go and buy those?
Yeah, I got another regular pair and then a sunglasses. So that'll be nice.
Yeah. And
real
then
nice.
Because I'm getting my girlfriend into Dungeons and Dragons, I decided to go buy her some dice and a dice mat to roll on, or a dice tray.
There you go. I need to get a dice tray. I need to work on my campaign just in general.
Yeah.
But
speaking of campaigns, my campaign, I'm about to finally my homebrew feat's finally gonna make an appearance.
yeah, there you go.
My demonic power.
Interesting.
And because I know no one in my campaign's watching this right now, like, unless they do something smart, they're going to die.
TPK inbound, bud. Oh, jeez.
Because, like, they just got done fighting a dragon. I'm pretty sure the wizard is missing, like, both his higher level spell slots. Like, they did level up last session, so, like, wherever level they're at, but they're not going to get long rested, so they don't get their spell slots back.
Yikes. All right, well, that'll be it for this episode of The War Room. Anything else you want to add for the last little bit?
Nope. I got nothing.
Well, I'll be back on about half an hour, about 7 o'clock PST, to play some games. I'm going to get some food first, because I'm fat and hungry. And
I'm going to be playing Avengers until around 8 o'clock, and then I got to get ready to go out.
there you go. Fucking do work, son. Anyway, this has been Invasion and my good buddy Tyku. This has been The War Room, and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye.